Hello and welcome to the halftime hangout between Arsenal and Besiktas. Overall, pretty disappointing first half. Wouldn't you say, Moran? 0-0 is the scoreline. We were looking for a lot more from the boys coming out the gates, but it's just been a very frustrating performance. And apart from Alexis Sanchez, Alexis Sanchez and Aaron Ramsey, we really haven't seen much from the squad.
Yeah, of course. I think defensively, I think Callum Chambers and Koscielny have done the job for the most part, except for the little scare at the end and the volley Demba had. But apart from that, it's been a pretty lackluster performance. Sandy Cazorla hasn't really gotten going. Giroud, I've been yelling at him the whole half. He's been pretty putrid. And we really haven't been able to penetrate their defense as we'd hoped before the match.
Before the match, I was saying I was looking for a big match from Jack Wilshere. Haven't really seen that just yet. Pretty disappointing first half, and it even from the start, from that quick shot from Demba nearly hitting the crossbar from halfway line, it's just been a shaky performance, and I can't really think of many chances we've had. We've had Giroud in the box, we've had Santi Cazorla, and Jack Wilshere with a shot. So we haven't really had any great opportunities, and going into the second half, we need to make sure that we create some of those, and if we do create some of them, take those chances.
Yeah, for sure. If anything, you got to bring in more people that are going to go at the defense. So maybe bring off Cazorla at one point or Jack Wilshere, even though Jack Wilshere has done well. But
no, he's been okay. He hasn't really shown much.
We just
sloppy touches.
On that left flank, we just need someone that's going to go at their defense. So maybe someone like the likes of Joel Campbell or Oxlade-Chamberlain to really threaten and really be more of a scare coming down the line with pace.
I'd rather see Oxlade-Chamberlain come in for Joel Campbell. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear your opinion. Let's see those comments going into what you want to see in the second half. Callum Chambers has been great. In my opinion, he's throwing his body around like a true defender. Only one slip up, one scare. Demba had that chance. Can't believe he missed that one. I thought he should have put that away, but good thing for us. 0-0 still. You know, we just need to come out with a professional performance in the second half. Grab one or two away goals and go home, get ready for Everton on the weekend. Sorry.
Yeah, for sure. And another thing about that left flank, it's just defensively it's been pretty putrid. Because Cazorla, he doesn't really track back, so he leaves Morial pretty vulnerable. And Morial himself hasn't really done that. He's been pretty average for the most part, mediocre. So we need someone that if we're going to bring on someone for Cazorla, someone that can go both ways, someone of the likes of Chamberlain, who could come back in defense to help out Morial and not leave him hanging.
Another thing we need to touch on is our striker that first half. I know you were getting pretty riled up there with Giroud, and you know what? A lot of people defend Giroud. I defend Giroud a lot, but that performance in the first half was pretty brutal. He had one or two nice touches, but then again, he also had 7 or 8 bad touches, and that ratio, as we were talking about before, man, just really isn't good enough. And
for the amount of bright spots that Giroud has, it doesn't make up for all the bad moments he has on the pitch. So, if anything, there's one point where I saw Giroud on the left flank. That I don't want to see anymore. You're a striker, stay up front and be an option. If you're gonna, put pressure on the defense, do it constantly. Don't just be taking, some shifts off. And if you're gonna do those flick-ons, perfect them, because if there's no point of wasting the possession of the ball if you're gonna waste those the time of the ball. Yeah.
Even Alan Smith, the commentator, was saying sometimes he just needs to take an extra touch. He always tries to do things with one touch. Maybe sometimes it'd be better if he can do those with 2 touches. Give himself more time to look out for a pass. I know sometimes it's hard. He's always got a defender on his back, but that's the type of player he is. He's used to the physicality. He's used to having a defender on his back, but he just needs to be better in the second half, in my opinion. He has it in his locker. We all know what he can do, and that's why it's so frustrating. We've all seen him be a great striker, but then again, we see him have those moments of lapses of concentration. But hopefully, he can just go back, have a better second half, and lead us on to victory.
Yeah, if anything, I'd love maybe it's time to play a 4-4-2, change it up with Sanchez with Giroud in the middle. Maybe that will do something. Maybe that'll change how we come at Besiktas. Maybe they won't know how to plan against that, and then have potentially 2 wingers in Chamberlain and Joel Campbell. Maybe that would be something that would really shake things up.
I think Arteta's had a quietly good game, and one thing I want to say about Aaron Ramsey is before in seasons past, sometimes when you get the ball, you weren't sure what he was going to do, if it was going to come out and be a good play. But it seems like every time he gets a ball this season, you just know something's good is going to come from it. And that ball that he played to Giroud was just before the end of the half was absolutely fantastic. And I think Giroud should have done a lot better than that. But that was just an absolutely world-class pass. And he's just an absolutely world-class player. And I think him and Sanchez have been the lone bright spots. You could even say Chambers and Koscielny as well. But other than that, I think Wilshere, Cazorla, Debussy, Monreal, they've all been kind of sloppy.
Don't forget Giroud. Do not forget Giroud.
And Giroud up there. But you know what? Just go out there, grab a couple away goals, and make sure we keep that clean sheet. It won't be the end of the world if we go to the Emirates with a 0-0 result. Actually, then they have the chance with the away goals. We want to get 1 or 2 away goals for sure.
Yeah, for sure. As long as we can bag a few, or like maybe a few in the second half, hopefully it'll just boost our morale heading into the weekend match. Because clearly, I guess we've been overlooking this team based on what we've seen in the first half.
They've been pretty dangerous. They've created a couple chances, and the thing that's I think is lacking is the connection from our front three to our back four. I don't think the midfield's been connecting. They seem kind of disjointed at times, not knowing who's supposed to check into the ball, who's supposed to check away. And maybe if Ramsey, Arteta, Wilshere, and even Cazorla, when he drops back more, if they can be more wary of who's supposed to check into the ball, I think that could be better.
Yeah, we'll just really quickly look into the comments. Leaf28 says, "Come on, Arsenal," of course. Della Sol saying that defensive mid is more important than a striker. We cannot allow Giroud to be our first choice striker for 3 seasons in a row. Yeah.
More criticism for Giroud right there from Remember Me. Holy crap, Giroud needs the bench. Please take him out. The midfield needs to hold the ball and stop being scared. Flamini needs to be brought on for Arteta. I think I disagree. I think Arteta's had a decent game, but I do agree that they do need to settle down right there. There's been lots of times where even the midfield and the defense, they've just cleared it first time into the stands when, you know what, they can take a touch, open up, and see the rest of the field.
Yeah, and then what else do we have here? We got CJ7ification says Sanchez and Rams are the 2 best players. So far, Wilshere not too bad either. I think we can agree on that. Wilshere had a one bright spot when he was penetrating with playing a 1-2 with Giroud. I think that went well. Anything else? Misty YT says we need defensive mid and striker. Arteta mishit almost led to an opportunity. Yeah, well, we can talk about transfer targets all day, but we gotta be in this match.
We gotta concentrate on all the players that we have right now. And if you look at our squad, if they perform to not even to the best of their ability, but say if players play 8 out of 10 rating, we should handle this club comfortably. They've had a couple chances, but that's off our mistakes. They haven't manufactured any of their chances themselves. We've kind of given them their chances. And going to the second half, we just need to do a professional performance, be the club that we are.
Yeah, and last comment I'll put on here, Mohammed Ahmed says Giroud off for Campbell.
That's just what you want to see as well.
I'd love to see Campbell on as well. I think he's a stunning player, and he's someone that could really change the pace of the match. So, apart from that, let's look forward to the second half and a great performance from the lads to really push on and get the win to bring back to the Emirates.
Thanks for your comments, and we'll see you guys for the full-time hangout. Cheers. Up the Arsenal.